Question 61. Mr. Chan's lawn grows 2 1/8 inches every 2 weeks. He mows his lawn every 2 weeks and cuts off the top 1 3/4 inches of lawn. If Mr. Chan's lawn was 4 inches tall at the beginning of the season, how many inches tall in decimal form is Mr. Chan's lawn after 8 weeks? So there is a lot of information in this problem. And I want you to maybe reread this a couple times to understand what it's asking fully. But we'll get started. So we're told that his lawn grows 2 1/8 inches every 2 weeks. We are also told that he cuts off 1 3/4 inches every 2 weeks. And we want to find the final height at the end of the season after 8 weeks have passed. So what we have to do here is first figure out what is the net growth. In other words, how much is it actually growing by in 2 weeks? Because remember, we know that it's growing by 2 1/8, but we're cutting off 1 3/4. So really, we aren't growing as much as we're told. So in order to find the amount of actual growth, we have to do 2 1/8 minus 1 3/4. And in order to actually carry this math out, you have to make sure you know how to convert mixed numbers into improper fractions. So just in case you didn't know, we'll do 2 1/8 together. So what you have to do is multiply the denominator by the whole number. So 2 times 8 is 16. Next, just add the numerator. Plus 1 is 17. So the new numerator of the improper fraction is 17. Now the denominator is just going to be the same denominator you had before, 17 over 8. And you can do the same thing for 1 3/4. I'm not going to show it. You'll get used to it once you practice more and more. It is equal to negative 7 over 4. Now, in order to subtract fractions directly like this, we need to make sure that they have the same exact denominator. So we're going to rewrite it as 17 over 8 minus 14 over 8 because we multiply the numerator and denominator by 2 over here. And we get 3 over 8. Cool. Now this is how much height it's gaining after 2 weeks. And if it helps you, remember, put a positive sign right here, just like how I did up here. So every 2 weeks, we are adding 3/8 inches to the heights, right? And we're told to find how much height it has at the end of 8 weeks. So we know that 8 divided by 2 is 4. So what we can do is do 3/8 times 4, which is equal to 12 over 8, which is equal to 1.5. And we can use this number to represent the amount of height that is added to the grass after 8 weeks. So it gains 1.5 inches of height. Because remember, this is in 2 weeks, and we want to find 8 weeks. So multiply by that 4, multiply that by 4, and you get 1.5. And now, make sure you don't just write 1.5. We are finding the total heights. How tall is it in general after 8 weeks? So all you have to do, we know that the original height was, 4 inches. So we're just going to do 4 plus 1.5 is equal to 5.5. And that is your answer, 5.5 inches. Cool. This is probably one of the more trickier ones, but really it seems long because I'm explaining every step, but once you do practice, it shouldn't take more than like 30, 40 seconds, maybe. But yeah. All right, next we have question 62. We are given a table right here. It's a result of a survey for 110 families. And we're told that the table above shows the number of children in each of the 110 families. What is the median number of children in these families? Now, don't let this question fool you. It is super, super easy. What you have to know is that When you are asked for the median of a data set, that means what number is in the middle. So to find the middle, all we have to do is just divide the number of numbers we have by 2, right? And mentally, I can just tell you it's 55. So all we have to do now is look, where is the 55th family surveyed on this chart? And you can see it falls, or they fall under this, under one children, or one child rather. Yeah, that's where the 55th family is. And so just like that, you know that your answer is 1. There's really not much to explain there. It's very, very simple as long as you recognize the meaning of the word. And just to show you, yep, here we go. 62 is 1. Cool. Next, let's go on to our multiple choice. All right, so question 63. Mr. Jones has 550 goats, which is 10% more than what Mr. King has. How many more goats does Mr. Jones have than Mr. King? Very, very simple. We are going to set up a proportion to represent the situation. Let me explain what I did. So Mr. Jones has 110% of whatever Mr. King has, because remember, it says which is 10% more than Mr. King. So let's say Mr. Jones has 110 and Mr. King has 100, because Mr. King has 100% of what he has and Mr. Jones has 110% of whatever Mr. King has. And that is going to be equal to 550 over x, 550 being the number of goats Mr. Jones has. And now all you have to do is just cross multiply. Very, very, very easy. You don't even have to cross multiply, because you can see that 110 times 5 is 550. So 100 times 5 is equal to 500. Or 500, yeah. And last but not least, all you have to do is just subtract 550, the larger number, minus 500, the smaller number. That's equal to 50. That is your answer. Yep, cool. You can see 50. Awesome. Next, this is a good one. So, if 2y over x minus y over 2x is equal to blank over 2x, and x is not equal to 0, what expression is represented by the blank? So, in order to do this, very, very simple, we need to make sure that when we subtract directly, we have to have the same denominator. But we have x here and 2x here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to multiply 2y over x times 2 over 2. Remember, I can do that because I am multiplying by the same amount on both the numerator and the denominator, in other words, the top and the bottom of the fraction, to get 4y over 2x. And now we can rewrite the equation as 4y over 2x minus y over 2x to get 3y over 2x. And remember, we have the blank right here, so this is equal to blank over 2x. The blank must be 3y. So choice G, I believe. Yep, cool. All right. And for the last question for this video, we have a circle and we have what seems to be a square. We can't assume that just yet, but we'll read the problem. In the figure above, PQRS is a square. There you go. Point S is the center of the circle, and point P and R are on the circle. Cool. If the area of the square is 4 square centimeters, what is the area in square centimeters of the shaded quarter of the circle? So what you need to know here is that a square, the sides of a square all have the same length. So if the area of, the area of the square is represented by s squared, and s is the length of one side, and we're just multiplying it by the length of another side, which is just the same side, so we can say s squared, you know what I mean. And then s squared is equal to 4. So by default, s is equal to 2, because length must always be positive. Now this means that this is 2 here and this is 2 here. Now you need to know that in order to find the area of a circle, you use the formula pi r squared. Now, most of the time on this exam, they'll either tell you to assume that pi is equal to some sort of number, like pi equals 3, pi equals 3.1, pi equals 3.14, something like that. Normally, it's never past 3.14. Or what they'll do is they'll just put pi, or like write your choices in terms of pi. So you just treat it as another variable. So pi 2 squared, because remember, I guess what I should say is that because the length of one side of the square is 2, this means that the radius of the circle is 2, because once again, PS is not only the side of a square, but also the radius of the circle. So we have 2 squared times pi is equal to 4 pi. Now, you will be tempted to choose this answer, but I warn you, it is not the right answer. And that is because the question asks, what is the area in square centimeters of the shaded quarter of the circle? Shaded quarter. A quarter is 1/4, and we can actually visibly see this right here is 1/4 of the circle. We have all this left right here. So, to find 1/4 of that, I'm just going to divide by 4. The 4's canceled out, and we're left with just pi. And that is your answer. That was very sloppy. That is your answer, pi. And just to confirm with the answer key, it is B. B, cool.